We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Renna. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Just look at the size of that thing. The Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. No, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danan, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danans?
I'd say it's likely. Which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
We've reached our destination.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah, they're...
Yes!
Excuse me!
Hey!
Really now?
What?
I see. Agreed.
Very nice.
Dohalim, the line of researchers is getting longer.
Perhaps I should have put more thought into this before accepting.
Finally. If
Right!
Sax Leo.
Hey, Law. Been training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad, you should see the state of my underwear.
Yeah. A word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning that stuff around girls. Ones without a military history especially.
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face? She'd have a nervous breakdown.
I meant in general, but... You sure mention her a lot, you know.
Huh? Oh, you know, she's always there, even when you least expect it. Springs to mind easily.
Either that, or maybe some part of you is subconsciously always wishing she was there.
May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all tomboy. I'm more about mature women. Someone more like Kisara.
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against. But come on, you've got to admit she can be a lot to handle.
Hey, I miss anything? What's all the fuss about?
Rinwell.
Thunderblade!
Ah! What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back. Whew!
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got yourself a rival.
It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm every now and then.
Hey, Shion. How are you and Alphen getting on these days?
That's a little out of the blue. Why do you ask?
Sorry, it's just... I don't know, I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, a lot's changed now he's got his senses back and all.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is now back when I'd first met him, I probably wouldn't have gotten this involved. But then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced these feelings, so... I guess it's complicated.
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but... I know what it feels like to have someone you love who's out of reach.
Because of Miguel.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all, who can say what the future holds? I think if I were you, I'd take things as they come for now.
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you, Shion, but that doesn't stop you from knowing that I care about you, right?
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you weren't my biggest fan.
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand back then. Not that that's the point.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know what you mean. Thank you. And you're right. There are ways to convey your feelings besides just touching.
I'll say, cooking immediately springs to mind. And if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him, why not try appealing directly to his stomach?
You might just have a point. I'll give it a shot.
Uh-oh. If it's Alphen's palate you're appealing to, that doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes we just have to do our best and take one for the team, right?
Even after staying here, we never truly got to the bottom of what makes this realm's citizens tick.
Renan and Danon are meaningless distinctions here. To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden. All that matters is blind obedience.
That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that. There must have been something more.
Once, maybe. Question is that something still salvageable?
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough foisted on them as it is.
You're right. It's time the people here had the chance to forge their own path. That's not to say it'll be easy, but it will be worthwhile.
These things take time to... What the? An ambush?
Sorry. Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and I sort of shot without thinking.
A bug? You mean like a Zoogle?
Something tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural insects would feel more at home here than Menancia. In fact, I seem to recall reading somewhere that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure healthy incubation.
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alphen? Bugs don't creep you out?
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been known to eat them.
Insects as a culinary option, you say? What kind of seasoning are we talking?
Dohalim, I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, a lizard!
We've reached our destination.
Oh.
Just great.
Cheers!
Cheers! What? Nice try, you two. Never. Why?
Wait, something's wrong.
I couldn't catch it. I'll always be alone. How could I? Oh, please. I'm so lonely.
Oh no. This is just like what happened before. Alphen!
I'm alone. I'm all alone.
What can I do to get her to snap out of it? There aren't any thorns this time. I've got it!
Alphen?
Shion, you're not alone. You've got all of us. And it wasn't just one bouquet either. There's also this one from me. So please, don't give up. We'll fight this together. Shion!
You dummy! That's not what I was upset about. How many times do I need to tell you not to blindly rush into things? That said, it does make me feel better. Even if your bouquet is just a weapon named after one.
I'm just glad I could help. And I made another one to go with it, so it wouldn't be lonely either.
You never cease to amaze me, Alphen. Seriously.
Feeling better now, Shion?
I'm sorry I lost my cool like that.
Don't worry. It's not like I have no room for criticism.
Being a grown-up isn't easy, is it?
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Hey,
Yes.
Just great.
How's
Got it.
Hey! Yay!
All right. I never realized before just how hot this place is. It's like being inside a fire.
You're only just noticing? Ah, yes, forgive me. The whole lack of sensory feedback situation.
That's the one. It's hard to believe I once worked in this soup, let alone helped spearhead a revolution.
And all with the mask concealing your face. It must have been very grimy beneath that.
Back then, we had our plates full enough dealing with constant abuse from our Renan overlords. It never occurred to me the air itself was oppressive in its own way. My head's spinning just with the effort it takes to walk.
I think that's called heat stroke. You might want to take a sip of water.
You mean that water that's been festering under the sun for days? I wouldn't chance it without boiling it first.
Oh, I know! I'll go to the dock and fetch us some clean water.
Water alone won't suffice. You'll need to ensure his sodium levels are replenished as well.
In that case, let's see if we can rustle up some rock salt. Alphen, you go cool off in the shade for a while. Shion, stay and keep an eye on him.
And then there were two.
Bit of an overreaction, but it's still kind of them.
Maybe it's not the time, but this place brings back memories.
I know what you mean. We're back where it all started.
You don't ever regret meeting me sometimes, do you?
Are you kidding? You started all of this. Bringing down the wall, retrieving my sense of self. I have no regrets.
Welcome back, Law.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Yeah! Hey. Yeah! Just...
I guess... Thanks.
Huh?
Well... All right.
All right.
I guess.
Whew.
Got it.
Hey, Alphen, what do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her muscles, you dummy!
Hey.
Hey! Yes!
Right.
Sure.
I don't believe this. Ah!
Okay! Great! Got it.
Yes!
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Discourteous, aren't you?
You don't have firearms here on Dan.
I can show you mine if you like.
That would be really awesome, Xion.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
I think the... animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
Finally. If only we... could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Sure is good to be back in the pleasant climes of Menancia. Especially after the extremes of some of the other regions we visited.
Definitely. Your country is beautiful.
You do me an honor. However, this place was never mine to own.
I didn't mean it that way. Though, I guess technically you weren't born here either. Native or not, that doesn't change the feelings you had for the place. If I were you, I'd try to take a little pride in people's compliments.
Allow myself to feel pride, huh? That sounds like no easy task.
Nothing sounds easy when you overthink things the way you do. It must be exhausting.
He's always worrying about something. It's probably what gives him his eye for detail. That's just the way he is.
Yeah, so we'd noticed.
Let's change the subject, shall we? It's a wonder so many things coincided to bring us here. Alphen's awakening, Shion's decision to revolt, the Danon uprising in Calaglia, the crown contest's final, sputtering throws.
Zephyr's being in the right place at the right time. The fact that you happened to be a lord just as this was all going on.
It's almost as if we were brought together by design. By someone who wanted to bring down the system.
No, enough Hand of Destiny talk. We did this on our own steam. It's our responsibility to see it through.
Did Law just utter a pearl of wisdom?
I do think about things, you know. Just what do you take me for exactly?
Honestly, I always sort of pegged you as a likable dolt.
What the hell makes me a dolt, you dolt?
I mean, she did say he was a likable dolt, didn't she?
Let's refrain from poking this particular Zoogle any further. Some lessons just can't be taught.
Not to dolts, anyway.
Hey, Kisara, what's your secret for putting up with Dohalim? I don't know how you managed to deal with him.
Secret? Oh, I don't think it's as difficult as all that, really.
Could have had me fooled. Anyone who waxes lyrical on the aesthetic qualities of cactus thorns is a step too far for me.
And those poetic flourishes he sneaks into regular conversation? How am I supposed to react?
He likes the sound of his own voice, that's for sure. I say let him have his fun. No need to try and understand anything he says.
Has he always been like that?
He didn't seem as on edge all the time back in Menancia. Though he was my superior back then. So who's to say what I didn't see?
The Lord of Cislodia hid in plain sight while a crony posing as him carried out all his business. What if the Lord we met in Vicent was really...
An imposter? Dohalim? Hardly. Like it or not, that's him all right. In all his flamboyant, circumloquacious glory.
I'd like to see someone try to impersonate that on a daily basis.
Come to think of it, what with being a lord and all, he's probably never had anyone to speak to on an equal basis.
It wouldn't surprise me. Having you guys around, having a family in a way, must be what's helped him change.
A little heads up on some of his eccentricities would have been nice.
It's those eccentricities that make him who he is.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Yep.
Right.
Yes. Ah!
But this is...
Wow.
Yes.
Oh!
Amazing!
Nice work. Very nice.
Thanks.
Yes.
finally made it.
Hey,
Yes. Oh.
Yay! What? Yeah!
Yes.
Yeah!
We avoided getting roasted in that ring. But what we could really use is something to cap this off.
sure. Got any ideas on what would be good?
Mabo curry. Fried bread stuffed with curry.
You'd probably buy out the whole stock.
You finally made it.
What do you all say to taking the path less trodden for once?
Path? I don't see any path.
Do you mean that thing that looks like an animal trail? Path may be a generous term. I'm assuming you know where it leads?
My gut says to a bridge.
Hoodle says your gut's wrong.
Really? Well, it is definitely in the right general direction.
Not that main roads are necessarily danger-free, but he does have an uncanny knack for insisting on some strange and unique routes.
Alphen always did like a challenge. Can't say I appreciate some of the more daredevil ways he's taken us, though.
Like the landslide he insisted was a shortcut before disappearing off the edge? Nearly gave me a heart attack.
I'll say, yet the intrepid explorer looked as happy as a pig in muck.
Probably best we stick to doing our own orienteering in the future.
Hey, so what about this route then?
Maybe if we pretend we can't hear him.
Don't you think the path forward is fraught enough without making extra problems for ourselves? Maybe best to reel it back.
Good point. I say we stick to the main track like regular travelers for once.
Guys? I will break down this wall!
This place is rather gloomy.
Why don't you lighten the mood for us while we're here, then?
I'll see what I can do.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Not in your dreams!
You picked the wrong fight!
Ready and ready!
Drawing light sphere!
Burning
Rising
Illuminate the dark!
The enemy wields arc too.
You'll soon see about that!
Resonate with the earth!
Resurrection!
Rending you apart! You're finished!
Take this!
Take this!
Swallow blade! Reload!
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
Erase the cycle!
Elusive deity!
Rising
Pile driver!
In here! Get out!
Dohalim!
I'm all right.
Ignite!
Good thing.
Swallow
Do
blade!
it right!
Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
The heavens must be smiling.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Demon Fang! Swallow blade!
Here's the evil!
Demon Fang!
These things really get on my nerves.
Flying freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. Do it! Sion, astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory. Naturally.
You picked the wrong fight! Demon
Laser spear. Pierce evil.
Here I come! Demon Fang!
Now!
Demon Fang!
Rising sun!
Shockwave Blast! Crush! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Leave the enemy's arc to me.
No complaints here!
Soaring Light Spear!
Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
I'm not done!
Sleep
Now!
I'm out of ammo. I'm all stuffed up.
Elusive deity!
Ah!
This one's mine. Steel Force.
Demon Shine!
Radiant light! Burst of regeneration! I'm ready!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
And thus our strength yet grows.
Coming through.
Take this! Damn it! Demon Fang! Take this! No escape! Demon Fang! That buzz is driving me mad! Got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours! No escape!
Really?
I'm just trying to do the best I can.
So I still had room to grow. This one will be difficult to predict.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay, here I go! Demon
Oh,
Fang!
violent darting wind.
Severing Wind! Here I come! Take this! Demon Fang! Burn! Come and face me! Demon Fang! Wind! You're mine!
In a bind?
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down! Slash!
Resurrection!
Demon Fang! Slash! Swallow Blade! Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Sion, astral energy, full throttle! A flawless victory. Naturally.
Demon Fang!
Hold on to your arc. Here I come.
Wait, my turn! No escape! Demon Sun! Demon Fang!
Lightning!
No
Steel
escape!
Force! Lightning
Shockwave
condemned!
Blast!
Thunderblade! Illuminate the dark! Holy Glimmer!
Begin!
Holy Red!
Demon Fang!
Between heaven and earth!
Shockwave
Free
Blast!
A wailing fancy of lightning!
Demon Fang!
Air pressure!
Don't get complacent.
I'll take you all on!
Where are you going?
Demon Fang!
Annihilation!
Demon Fang! Not today!
Insects should stay on the ground.
Here I come! I'm ready! Demon Fang!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a
In a
job for
bind?
yours truly.
I'm ready!
Thanks for the...
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. This cavern is surprisingly big. Not to mention nice and cool, too.
The way the light from the glowing stones reflects in the water, it almost feels like a dream.
What, this damp and slimy place? Are we looking at the same thing?
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
This is bad, right?
Yes, Alphen. Very bad.
I don't feel so good.
It's cutting in their sight. Starting wind.
Blind freak!
The enemy wields ours too.
See ya!
You'll soon
Can you
see
take
about
care of
that.
that? Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! You're mine!
Hit!
Devastation!
Take drinking orb! Radiant
Hands on!
Take that!
Dragon Swarm!
Bullseye! Just what I need. Here's a healing art.
Rising Warrior!
Hydration orb! Light extra layer!
Burn in hell!
Art expert coming through!
Rising River!
No more playing nice! Lunar Collection! I'm taking too much damage!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Charge Malevolence! Arcanic Waterfall! Freeze Lancer! Charge Malevolence! Arcanic Waterfall! Freeze Lancer! Here's Charge Malevolence! Magic Demon
Fang!
Freeze Lancer!
Demon Fang!
Here's another!
end here!
Don't Bullseye!
From beyond,
Here
imbue
goes!
this vanquished soul
Explosion!
with
One
life!
more! Bullseye! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash!
Incantation
Light
ruined.
Astral Energy! Photon Flash! Light Astral Energy! I'll bring you back from deficit! Resuscitation! Uplift Burn! Radiant Pierce! Light Astral... I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Hit! Photon Flash! Burning! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash! Light Astral Energy! Blah, 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 magic! Freeze Lancer! Take that! One last one! Do it! Here's a...
Soaring Light Spear!
Captivity!
That took more energy than I expected.
Wow! You've got to be lucky to find this stuff.
Indeed. I can tell it's quite the find.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Confiscated! Here goes!
Demon Fang! You picked the wrong fight!
Raging Storm!
Demon Fang!
Whoa, hey! What is
I'll
ice?
smash you!
Radiant Pierce!
No escape!
Searing Flame! Reload! Design! Oh, yes!
Astral Light?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
What my art can do!
Try it not again! Demon Fang!
I've used too much.
Alright, it's showtime!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Searing Flame!
Here I
Reload!
come! Demon
I'm
Fang!
all stopped up! Another Now!
Blow them away!
Radiant Spear!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Dance in the wind! Air drop!
Demon Fang!
Illuminate the blah blah blah!
I'm ready,
Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
Certainly not.
Swallow Blade!
Don't mind if I do!
Down on the ground!
Demon Fang! Shockwave Strike!
Illuminate the dark!
You're finished! I'm not done! Demon Fang!
They smite my black and
I'm not done!
I'll be saving you!
execution!
Raging
Burn! Demon Fang!
Celestial Hammer!
Demon Fang!
I'm ready!
Sweet dreams!
In a bind? Your
Hold
astral
nothing
arts are
back!
truly incredible.
Every little bit helps, right?
Indeed it does. I'll keep pushing you.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Take it! Demon
Now!
Fang!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me. We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
I've got a really bad feeling about this. Not in your dreams. Flame ball into thine own depth.
Take this!
Concentration.
I shall ensure you survive this.
Demon Fang!
Burning strike.
Slash!
Thunder blast. Reality sweep. Free
Take
blaster.
this! Demon Fang!
Don't mind if I do. Leave the enemy's arch to me.
Milk plate here!
Demon Fang!
Dance in the wind. I'll cover you.
Wind!
Field. Recover.
Devastation!
More for the stockpile.
Wind! Tear!
Reflection!
Rising Falcon!
Banana.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Demon Land!
Lunar corruption.
Demon Fang! We did it!
As impressive as always.
And here I hope they listen to you.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Sion act. You need to be healed.
How the mighty have fallen.
Demon Fang!
Illuminate the drop.
Demon Fang!
I hear myself.
Take this! Demon Fang! Slash! Swallow Blade!
Chronophone field.
Severing Wind!
Turn the tables on us.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
Law.
Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Light astral energy.
Demon Fang! Here I come! Penumbra!
Do it!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
We're in good form!
Retreat if you know what's good for you!
One, come on! Demon Fang! Slash! Swallow Blade! Slash! Severing Wind! Here I come! You're mine!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Slash! Demon Fang!
Only getting started. Annihilation.
You're mine! I'm not done!
Victory is within reach!
Dig deep, and we can do this. Maybe my arts do have a place in this world.
Only the best materials in your garments.
You really do have quite the discerning eye, Dohalim.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same to me.
You got company!
Grant me the strength.
You picked the wrong fight!
Don't mind if I do! Holy Glimmer!
Swallow blade! Demon Fang!
Holy Land! That'll bring you down! Let the marksman handle this!
Got flyers!
I've got this! Let the marksman handle it!
All yours!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed wall.
Demon Fang!
Not in your dreams!
Cure! Now I can let loose!
Lightning
The flame
condemned.
inside me yearns to be let
I
free!
do this all day!
Severing wind!
Lightning!
Soaring light spear! Rising falcon! Here I come! Demon Fang! You picked the wrong fight! Demon Fang!
Heal my weary
Here I come!
Not on my watch!
Used too much! Demon
Star
Fang!
frozen!
hammer. Shine. Radiant light.
I've been hit with something!
So even a masochist has his
Demon
limits.
Fang!
No, feeling so great. Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your
Demon
pain.
Fang!
Not try to be more painful.
Rotating tile.
Demon Fang!
Evil! Free Blazer!
Struck and gone! Demon Fang!
Don't suffer in silence.
With this, I can become even stronger!
Gotta break through!
Let me help! I never miss!
Demon
If it's
Fang!
in the sky, it's mine!
Swallow
A
blade!
wailing banshee
Not
awaits!
today!
Mega ray!
Demon Fang! Slash! Swallow blade!
Heal!
Slash! Coming!
This one's mine!
Here I come! You're mine!
Let me show you what you're for can do!
Ignite!
Now!
Limber!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Demon Fang! Demon Fang!
Here goes!
You're mine! Demon
I
Fang!
owe you, Xion. Healing is what my arts do best. All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Swallow blade!
Spread! Heal! This'll come in handy. Was that a new skill I saw back there?
Indeed. Well, sort of. Actually, it's a family staple harkening back 8 generations.
Maybe you can just write all this down?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Swallow blade!
This is a healing art!
Demon Fang! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Burn in hell!
Here goes! Light astral energy! Photon flash!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Light astral energy! Photon!
Do it! Rising Falcon!
One more! Photon flash! Here's another! Photon flash! Here's the light astral energy!
In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed wall.
Here's another! Photon flash!
You must be tired of healing me.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Aqueous Surge! Photon
Demon
flash!
Fang!
Do it! Shion, astral energy! Full throttle! Go! Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
We should be able to cook here. You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
I need something to eat.
Alphen, do you understand what's on the line here?
What?
The fish, Alphen. With all these Zoogles around, nobody can give them a good home. Namely, my stomach.
Shion, we can't rush this. If there's a big-time Zoogle waiting for us, we've got to be prepared.
You've got a point.
We can't let some dumb Zoogle beat us. Not with these fish at stake.
I love how much amazing food we get to eat even when we're out on the road.
Me too. Especially compared to what I used to have when I was still a slave. This is paradise.
It's amazing what good food can do to keep your hopes up. Nagal used to say all the time that the power of food is subtle, yet profound.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? For whatever reason, I find I don't worry nearly as much when I've got a full stomach helping me out.
That's why you shouldn't be such a picky eater.
Huh?
She's right. You always leave food that you don't like on your plate when you're done.
Come on, what's the big deal?
Back in the day, I couldn't think about leaving any food. It was such a waste not to eat at all. You needed every last scrap of energy.
Exactly. Even when my brother and I didn't have much to eat, we all did what we could to make it taste good and enjoy what we had.
That definitely explains a lot about why you cook the way you do, Kisara.
Dohalim, I bet you don't know what any of that's like. You must be used to food being handed to you on a silver platter.
Sometimes it was gold.
You didn't shy away from that at all.
Although, there was one experience that does come to mind.
Oh?
When I first learned that the food I ate originally came from animals and fish, I was rather taken aback.
You just ate whatever was in front of you without even thinking about it?
That's a silver-spooned elite for you.
Your cooking has really improved, Shion.
It's because of you that I understand what makes it so fun. I'm glad everyone seems to enjoy what I make too.
I've noticed a disturbing trend that after it's your turn to cook, our ingredients tend to run really low. What's up with that?
That is a good point, Law. There's a weird difference between the amount of ingredients she prepares and how much food actually gets served. Curious. Very curious indeed.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty normal for veggies to shrink a little when you fry them up?
Or maybe she eats all the bad batches herself so we won't notice.
Come on. I wouldn't do anything like that.
Then how would you explain the difference?
Ahem. I have a theory that I wish to propose.
What is it?
As we all know, Shion here can have quite the appetite. I imagine she often taste tests her own food as she prepares it. By my eye, it would appear that her footprints are leaving deeper impressions as of late. Far be it from me to level such an accusation, but the facts lead me to conclude that...
She's been snacking while she cooks.
And yet, she still looks so slender in her clothing.
Yeah, I'm kind of envious, actually.
Wait a sec, are you guys trying to say she's...
I'm what?
Nothing?
Nothing. Shion, about that fight just now.
Sorry about that. I was careless.
I didn't come to criticize you. Just please take better care of yourself.
You don't need to worry about me. In case you forgot, I can't exactly die anyway. It's like how you used to not care about getting beat up because you couldn't feel pain, and then I was the one to patch you up. It's the same thing.
You're right. That is how I used to be. But this isn't the same.
Then what do you mean? How is what's happening now different from what happened then?
It's different now.
Look, if you mean because you can feel pain again,
It's because I don't want to see you getting hurt. You're right. When I couldn't feel any pain, I put myself in all sorts of dangerous situations. I didn't listen to anybody's warnings, and I made a lot of people worried for no good reason. I was foolish. This isn't about you and me being able to take pain. I don't want to have to see you get hurt, Shion. It's too much for me to take. Is that a crazy thing to say?
No, it isn't. And I definitely don't like seeing you get hurt either, Alphen. We can't expect our enemies to show us any mercy, but I will do my best not to throw myself in harm's way out there either. How does that sound?
I'm sorry if I sounded harsh earlier. I didn't mean to. I just really want you to take better care of yourself.
I will. At least, for as long as I can.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
It's finished. Hopefully the others like it.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while?
Would you perchance be interested in going on a walk together?
Why? You're not on guard duty for another few hours.
Which is why I want to walk. To hear the music in these parts.
Music? Where are you going to find musicians all the way out here?
There's more to music than what people play. It's in the grass, fluttering in the wind, the leaves in the trees, and the songs of birds and insects. Once you open your ears, you'll find that music is truly everywhere in this world.
What sounds like music depends on who's listening, huh? It's an interesting idea, but I think it might be a little too difficult for me. Speaking of music, whatever happened to your instruments? You used to be a musician, didn't you?
Those are well out of my reach at this point. That aside, I don't feel that I yet have the right to play any of them again. You could say that it is in part my way of atoning for that which I have failed to do over the years.
Meaning that you haven't completely given up on making things right.
Do you think me a fool stuck in the past?
Not at all. In fact, far from it. You sound like you're still holding out hope for a brighter future. Picture yourself being able to play your music again. Doesn't that motivate you to keep going even when things get tough?
I see what you mean. I didn't realize that drive still lingered within me. The darkness in one's heart is sure to manifest in their music. However, I promise you that one day, when that darkness has finally lifted, I shall let you hear me perform.
Well, now that you've said it, you're gonna have to follow through. I look forward to hearing you play.
I suppose we should call it a day. Once we've... finish eating. We should get...